Hello guys and welcome to a new lesson. On this lesson, we're gonna work with rigging with Rigify. So that means that we're gonna add bones to a new mesh. So our mesh in this example will be this human. If you don't have the file, please go to Unify Classroom and download the file. If you have the file on your computer, what we are going to do is that you're gonna go out of the camera, just move the mouse. And the first thing that we're going to do is that we're going to align this human to the x-axis, the red line that we have over here. So we're going to select the human. We're going to press rotate, letter R, and then we're going to press Z because we want to rotate in the Z-axis. Okay. In that way. Now we're going to scale this human. We're going to make it smaller. And we're gonna place it on top of the grid. We're gonna check the size of this human, the dimensions. So we're gonna type 5, 1, and 5. 5, 1, and 5. Now, if you're done, I'm going to deselect everything and I'm going to add a new object, Shift A, and we're gonna go to armature and we're gonna select basic human armature. If you don't have basic human armature, please go to File, User Preferences, and in Add-ons, we're gonna type Rigify. Over here in the search bar, you're gonna type Rigify, and you're gonna click on the check mark that we have over here. Double click to put the check mark on rigging with Rigify. When you're done, you're gonna click on Save User Settings, and then you're gonna close the window. In that way, Shift A, Armature, Basic Human. So we're gonna have this. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to place this armature in the human, and I will go to dimensions and I'm going to change the dimensions just like the human. We're gonna put 5, 1, and 5. Now if you have the bones in the human, try to open all the perspectives. So we're gonna click on Control, Option, and Q. Control, Option, and Q. Now that you have all the dimensions in our work, you will go to Armature, the little human that we have over here on top, and we're gonna select the option that says X-ray. This option, or with this option, we're gonna be able to see through the human and to move the bones, okay, to drag the bones exactly where we have the arms, the head, and the legs, okay. I'm just going to move my bones just a little bit down. I'm going to drag them just a little bit down. Okay, so I'm going to start. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to my edit mode using the tab key, and I'm going to start moving the bones. Okay, I'm going to deselect everything with the letter A, and as you can see, we have intersections between the bones that is like a sphere. Okay, so with that sphere, and if you press the letter G of grab, you're gonna be able to move the bones and to place them exactly where we have the arm. Okay, so just one thing, try to check that you're moving the bones in all the perspectives. For example, over here, I am moving my bone in the wrong way. So I have to move the bone using the arrows. Okay, now that you're done, I'm going to select the rest of the bones and I'm going to place them in the right position where we have the arm. Okay, grab, for example, for this sphere, I'm going to make the same thing, grab and grab. As you can see, in the top view, we're not moving the bones in the right position, so we're going to make this, and with this one, we're going to make the same thing. Okay, so you're going to move all the bones for the rest of the body. For example, the head, you need to have the bone in the head. So I'm just gonna move it or grab this bone just a little bit down. Okay, I'm going to make the same thing with this bone. I'm going to move this bone in the right place with the arm. And the same thing with the last bone. So please check all the perspectives that you have. For example, if I go to the top view, as you can see, we're not moving the bones in the right position. So we're gonna make this for the bones. Okay, so for this part of the body, we have two different bones. So you have to place them just where we have the nipples in the human. Okay, we're gonna make the same thing with this one. Okay, just check the right orthographic view. I'm going to drag the bones just a little bit. I'm gonna make the same thing with the other one. Now I'm going to work with the legs. Okay. And try to put all the bones in the inside of the human. Okay. Just don't forget to check the all the dimensions and all the perspectives. Okay. The last thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to play, for example, here the legs. I'm going to make the same thing over here with the legs. Okay. Just check the top view. And it missing just one bone. Okay, now I'm done. I'm going to place these bones, okay, just at the end of my feet, okay. In this position, I'm gonna make the same thing with this one. As I told you, try to check all the perspectives. Okay, So I think that I'm done. Just this thing, we have to check the neck because we didn't have the bones in the right position over here. hmm And the last one, that it's the head. Okay. In that way. Okay. When you finish and when you're done, I'm going to go to the object mode again. I'm going to select all the armature, the bones. I will go to this little human in properties. I'm going to scroll down and there is one option that says generate rig. I'm going to press that option, generate rig. Now we're gonna have this armature. I will go to the user perspective view. You have to press Control Option Q again. I'm going to make it um, just a little bit bigger. And what we have over here, guys, is that you need to have all the lines in the body of this human. Okay, I'm going to erase the bones because we don't need them anymore. Why? Because we already have the armature. We bake the armature. So we're gonna press X, delete. Okay, I'm going to move it just a little bit. Scale. Okay, in that way. So the next step, I'm going to deselect everything. I'm going to press the letter A. So I'm going to select my mesh, and with Shift, I'm going to select the armature as well. So you're gonna have an orange line around the mesh and a yellow line around the armature. So what you are going to do is that we're gonna press Control P to parent the armature with our human, Control P, and we're gonna select the option that says with automatic weight. We have to wait just a little bit. When you're done, we're gonna go to the pose mode, and if everything is correct, we're gonna select this cube. We're gonna press grab, and if you're a human, it's moving. You make really good work. I wanna click in undo. Okay, so how are you gonna animate this human? So we're gonna give animation using the timeline and in pose mode. Okay, so we're gonna create keyframes with each part of the body. For example, if I select the hand and if I click on grab, okay, I'm gonna be able to move the hand in the way that I want. Okay, and if I select over here in record, I'm going to record all the movements. How are you gonna know that you have the recording mode? Because you're gonna have two keys. Okay, next to the recording mode, we're gonna have two keys. That means that if you make one movement, you're gonna record all the movements that you're going to do. So um, there's just one thing, guys. As you can see, if I move this box using graph, you're going to see the eyes, okay, and the teeth. right? Why? Because we're using the basic armature, okay? There's another armature to animate the mouth and the eyes, but we're not gonna use that armature for this activity. So we're gonna select the arrows, and what I'm going to do is that I'm going to move my human, okay, to another different place of the grid. In that way, I can place the camera in front of the human, and all the things that I'm not gonna animate will stay over here in this place. Okay. Now, to animate the human, as I told you, we're gonna press record, and I'm going to set the first keyframe. For example, if it's the cube, I'm gonna move it just a little bit to set the first keyframe. As you can see now, we're gonna have a yellow line, and if I go to second 20 and if I move it again, we are going to have a second keyframe. So if I click and play, this is the first movement. Okay, so now if I select the head, for example, if I select the head and if I click in rotation, okay, don't forget that if I select another different object, for example the head or the neck, you're not gonna have the keyframes anymore. Remember that you have the keyframes. If you select the box again, you're gonna have the keyframes that you made. If I select another object, you're not gonna have keyframes because you have to animate that object. So I will go to second 0 and I'm going to select, for example, rotation, x-axis. Okay, I'm going to set the first one 1. If I go to second 20, rotation, x-axis, I'm gonna move it again. Okay, and this is my animation for the neck and for the body. Okay, so you're gonna continue playing with the keyframes, and the activity is to animate this human and to make 10 to 15 seconds animation. You're gonna select the song that you want, okay, and for this activity you have two different options to make the environment. One option is to go to the world and to select the green color, okay, and to work with iMovie. And what you are going to do is that you're gonna use the green screen. Okay, for example, if I click on render animation, we have the green screen, so you're gonna replace what we have in green with a picture or a video. Okay, or the second option is to add another mesh, okay, to add a plane or a cube, okay, and to give colors to that cube. It's all up to you. Just check the examples that we have of the previous years to give you an idea of all the things that you can do. In order to export the video, remember that you have to click on the camera, scroll down. Don't forget to change the file, okay, to movie, and to change the output to desktop, to give the name, okay, of the file, and the last thing is that we're gonna click on animation. Okay, I have to wait till we finish this animation. For example, if I click on escape, we are going to have this video, okay, this one. If you want to use this video in iMovie or in Adobe Premiere, you have to double click on the video. You're gonna open QuickTime Player, and here in QuickTime Player, you're gonna click on File, Export as 480 pixels. and you're gonna save the video again. For example, I'm going to save it as 1, 2, and 3. Desktop, save. So now we have the 1, 2, and 3 video, that it's this one, and it's the one that you're gonna use on Adobe Premiere or iMovie. If you have more questions, let me know. Thank you.